You are looking live at Island Xtreme Bowl in Welch, Minnesota, where 5 of the greatest bowlers in the world have bowled 27 games across 4 different lane conditions. The diversity of styles, staggering. The quality of talent, legendary. They share one goal tonight, to win a major title, plus $15,000 and a trophy with shipping included.
Nice.
We welcome you to Island Xtreme Bowl in Welch, Minnesota. It's Mike Jakubowski alongside Joe Serrar, and this is it, Joe. It's the championship round, the Stepladder finals of the PBA50 Treasure Island Resort and Casino World Championship presented by Storm. And it's an exciting Final 5 and plenty of history on the line tonight. We start with our opening match featuring Brian Kretzer and Harry Sullins. Kretzer performing in the position round to jump into the stepladder tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of hard work all week getting to this point, and a legendary field to be sure. I can't wait for it to start.
Nor can I. Coming out of the number 3 slot, Hall of Famer Pete Weber, history on his mind tonight. 3 consecutive major titles on the PBA50 Tour has never been done, and he can tie Walter Ray with 99 PBA titles, something that Walter Ray did just here yesterday.
Right, and I'm sure that's in the back of Pete's mind. He struggled on some pairs this week, but for the most part, when Pete finds it, lights out.
Hall of Famers on the way up the chain, and the only lefty is Parker Bohn III. Does he just have a path? Does he have the lane all to himself?
He does, and in my opinion, he is the top lefty talent out here tonight.
All roads to the championship match lead to Norm Duke. I've seen it in his eyes. You've seen it in his eyes. He has had one goal. Nothing short of winning this event will satisfy him.
Well, that's it. I mean, Norm's known to play well in majors, and he's on a mission this week. He's going to be awfully tough to beat.
Saturday Night Live action on Xtra Frame. It's a classic stepladder battle. History on the line, and who will win the PBA50 World Championship? We will find out live here at the Treasure Island Resort and Casino. And we'll head down to the lanes where Tournament Director John Weber is getting set to begin our opening match between Brian Kretzer and the legend Harry Sullins. Tournament Director John Weber and Linda Carter in the tournament office and their great administration of the PBA50 Tour. And we begin Brian Kretzer taking on the legend Harry Sullins. And 2 interesting stories. Brian Kretzer is a rookie out here on the PBA50 Tour. He's a winner on the PBA Tour and a winner twice now with senior regionals, looking for his first PBA50 national title. And he'll have to run the ladder. Sullins, Weber, Bohn, and Duke, and really a gutsy performance. He's been battling some physical issues.
All right, he's had an upper tear in his left thigh since the U.S. Open. Some issues with it, a little bit of pain to go along with it, but I think both these players very battle-tested.
Brian Kretzer 5 and 7 in the match play and getting around Bo Gergen in the position round to earn his spot, and he has the opening shot. Sullins dictates that Kretzer will begin. Here we go from Island Xtreme Bowl. And a mixing hit, 7 the last to fall. And the legend Harry Sullins, USBC Hall of Famer, inducted in the last class this year in 2016. He finished runner-up in the 16 Suncoast Senior U.S. Open for his best finish since 2012, and he lost to Weber in that event. Opening shot for Sullins in the nose, and 9-10 split. With a wiggle on the 10, that'll need to be reset.
Kind of an unusual start for Harry. He almost seemed a little rushed to get his feet going a little bit. Definitely not in time or rhythm, but it'll come, and Harry knows it.
And the 10 was wiggling and may have gone down. We have another look at the tail end of that, Jeff. And the rule is, even if it's on the way down, if the machine touches it, it needs to be respotted. So let's take you all the way through. And you can see the 10 getting kicked and leaning and leaning and leaning. But then the machine gets it. So that means it needs to be respot, and it has been respot. And now Sullins shooting and open frame.
Yeah, those first frames are tough to get through sometimes if you haven't been in this situation in a while.
And even if you have, the experience of Sullins and Kretzer, and gone from the match play where there's all matches at once and into the situation now where you're it, and this is it. And we've got a great crowd here at Island Xtreme Bowl. And we're in the second frame, opening match in the PBA50 World Championship.
Got his feet under him better on that shot.
And double wood.
Right, little light on a 2-8. Let's watch Harry Style. Good turn at release. Ball went a long way before it made its move. Interestingly, he's using a high polished medium RG ball with low flaring potential, good for drier lanes. And Mr. Kretzer, a hypercell skid, scuffed up, strong core, lots of flare.
Sends it wide, gets it back. Sullins with the slash, open and a spare. And there's a great look at the folks on hand and nice crowd support and fan support through all phases of our Treasure Island World Championship. Brian Kretzer out of the field of 83. He finished fourth after 15 games. His average, 234.6 over the Viper, Scorpion, and Chameleon patterns. We're now bowling on the 40-foot World Championship pattern. And a 10-pin roller, no.
That's the first time I've seen Brian right of board 12 all week. Typically he was playing near the fourth arrow, fifth arrow, swinging it and bringing it. That's how good these players are. They can adjust.
And they've had to adjust quite a bit. They began competition with the shortest of the patterns with the Viper and moved longer and longer through the Chameleon and the 47-foot Scorpion pattern, and now backing off 7 feet into the 40-foot World Championship pattern.
And reasonably flat, 2.5 to 1 ratio. You can see Brian's pin way to the right of that ring finger, and that helps that ball get into a little faster roll, quicker roll, smoother break point on the back end. Interesting choice.
Kretzer goes 5 and 7 in match play to earn his spot here, and he gets into the nose a bit, 6'10".
Yeah, I didn't like that shot off his hand. Shaking his head. Pretty much right up 8.
So Kretzer clean through 3. Underway with our opening match at the PBA50 Treasure Island Resort Casino World Championship. Opening match, the winner will move on to face Pete Weber, the number 3 seed. Parker Bohn III is waiting in the semifinal. Norm Duke, the tournament leader. Now Sullins with the 9-10 back here in the first, operates in the third. Light.
Yeah, made a ball change quickly to a ball that hooked quite a bit more. You can see how much more he tried to curve it. Saw a lot of 2-8s this week, a lot of 2-8-10s, 2-4-8s. And we can watch by the ball motion. Even though we're on a 40-foot pattern, which gives us 20 feet of area for the ball to hook, it plays longer, which means the ball gets into a longer skid through the front mid lane and late mid lane. Good conversion. I think they're going to settle down. They'll settle down, and we'll see them start scoring pretty soon.
Sullins, the winner of 2 PBA50 titles back in 2011. He's a 3-time winner on the senior circuit and the defending champion of this event, last conducted in 2009, the PBA Senior World Championship. That was in Hammond, Indiana, and featured on ESPN. If you remember that championship match, Harry Sullins faced Hugh Miller. And it's been 7 years since the last senior world championship. And a strike on the board for Sullins. Indicates the can opener.
He can breathe now.
Yeah, he's off.
Once you get that first strike, everything kind of settles down a little bit.
Kretzer's got an 8-pin advantage working in the 4th frame. And a strike for Brian Kretzer. A very unique style and a very unique approach.
Yeah, unique in that he drifts a good 15 boards left. And for Brian, he's going reasonably straight for his game. He can hook it. He manipulates his hand positioning to change what's called axis tilt and axis rotation. He can take the same ball, hook it 4 boards, or hook it 14 if he wants.
See Parker Bohn and Norm Duke off in the distance awaiting their chance along with Pete Weber.
Not a bad threesome.
Not at all. And had all the sound and taste of a flat 10.
Better shot than the previous shot on that lane. And then shaking his head. Still maintains the lead, though.
And let me correct myself. The PBA Tour Commissioner Tom Clark along with us tonight watching on Xtra Frame, reminding me that the 2009 win for Harry Sullins came at Thunder Bowl at the very first World Series of Bowling that featured the Senior World Championship. I believe it may have been the year before that Sullins won another senior event, and that was at Hammond. I believe that was the Lake County Open the year prior. Just a touch high, 4-pin.
Blowing some moisture into the thumb and on his thumb, give himself a little bit better grip. Good mix of senior citizens and some young folks rooting on our PBA 50 contestants.
That's a good crowd of contemporaries. And as you mentioned, the younger folks picking up the phone, old school.
Good shot off the hand. Carries a late 10-pin. We got blocked out of it a little bit. Get a better view here. Maybe not.
Yeah, you get a good view of Harry. 12-pin lead for Brian Kretzer, working in the 6th frame. PBA Tour champion.
Kind of paralyzed that 5-pin on the way in.
Kretzer, his national title coming in the Go RVing Match Play Championship. That was a 3-game total pins match for the PBA title. Brian also accomplished regional player. He's got 15 wins on the regional circuit. Each player now on a strike as we head to the 7th. And Kretzer now outside second arrow. Looked about 9 at the arrows. Yeah, outside of that even.
Yeah, I think his target looks to be around 7/8. He did pull one in earlier. And again, all week he was inside. Little ball maintenance for Pete by Jim Callahan. Surface change.
Weber waiting his chance. History on his mind. Coming up next, he'll get the winner here. Sullins needs a double. Light. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, you can see the players have loosened up. Strokes have gotten better.
Good power.
Good pin action.
There he is, Pete Weber, gunning for 3 in a row in the magical season of 2016. He's finished no worse than 4th. He's got 5 titles. He's won the first 2 majors, and he's looking to equal Walter A. Williams Jr., who posted his 99th PBA win yesterday here live on Xtra Frame in the regional event as a part of this World Championship. Now Sullins can cut the lead to single pins with another strike, 8th frame.
Very clean off the hand. Great reaction on that. You can just tell if it's clean off the hand, it's going to be a good shot. Solid at the line. Right around board 8 at the tracer. High flush.
Kretzer a winner yesterday here at Island Xtreme Bowl, and one of the 3 regional events. Each of the pattern championships carried its own regional title as a separate competition. Brian cashing in on one of those 3 yesterday. Toes the line in his 8th. Light, 10.
Yeah, that was a big shot there. Just didn't catch it.
I think I spied a little pinky tuck there. What's that do, Joe?
Generally gives you a little bit better support. The ball doesn't fall to the right as easily in the palm, and it allows the ring finger to stay in the ball a little bit longer and create a little bit more turn. There's quite a few players on tour, both senior and young, that curl the pinky.
With the count, Kretzer now leads by just 1 pin as we enter the 9th and 10th. Light, and gets the 5 from behind. Watch that pin action on the 5. It was a paralyzer and then hit the second time around.
Ball just stunned it a little bit. But you talk about curling the pinky. I think we're going to see both Pete Weber and Parker Bohn that tucked that pinky under.
Harry Sullins now in a position to shut out. He's got 3 strikes working. Max for Kretzer is 227. Here's Sullins in the 9th. Power. Best shot of the match for Sullins. No mix, no fuss, solid hit.
Battle tested. They play when it counts, which is the latter part of the game. See how well they handle the pressure in the 9th and 10th.
2 strikes and change for Sullins to shut out. Oh my, light and a 2-4-10, indicating a wiggle.
Well, he fell a little right on that shot, lost some leverage, and ball just wiggled down lane.
Just enough.
Inopportune time. Brian takes the lead back if Harry can't convert.
and gave it a roll, but open frame in the 10th, 201. And Kretzer just needs a mark.
It sounds easy, doesn't it?
It sure
just
does.
needs a mark.
Circles in the 1st and 10th, 201 for Sullins, and the phrase just a mark.
But we did see a lot of 2-8-10s, 2-4-10s this entire week. That looked good.
Light,
and we
he
see
comes
another.
right back, and I believe he's got the 8 behind it. 2-8-10.
And he said wow to himself right there. And we see more.
Wow. And that's where the phrase just a mark shows.
Harry wins.
Wow. Oh, wow. Sullins with a reprieve and a 201-193 win. Harry Sullins advances to face Pete Weber. We'll be back at Island Xtreme Bowl. More to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start match number 2 here in Welch, Minnesota. It's 37-time PBA Tour champion Pete Weber from Semifinal, Missouri. Going against Chris Sullins, who first match. Pete has won 5 times this year on the PBA50 Tour, going for his 3rd major of the year. Pete Weber, everybody, Harry Sullins. Let's give him another nice send-off to start the match.
Our thanks to everyone at Treasure Island Resort and Casino and the staff here at Island Xtreme Bowl for their support of the PBA50 Treasure Island World Championship, and our tournament host Bob Mysick for his support. And he competed here, and he made one of the match plays in the pattern championship round. So thanks to Bob Mysick, and thank you to everyone here at Treasure Island. We hope to return soon and often, whether we're bowling or not. Improvements made here on the property. Brand new water park added, and the buffet expanded. We were able to take advantage of that 2 nights ago. And now, our next match, Harry Sullins versus Pete Weber. And a crossover.
Yeah, and a ball change. Maybe he felt he was fortunate to get through that first match with what he had in hand. As you can see, more of a solid reactive.
And of course, Pete Weber is a higher seed, has his opponent begin, regardless of what's happening on the lanes. Here he is, Hall of Famer, Pete Weber, magical 2016 PBA50 Tour season. After a 4th place finish at the season opening event, Weber runs off 4 straight victories, takes a week off, and then wins again before winning the Senior Masters. And he begins with a perfect strike.
See how smooth the back end motion of Pete's ball is, using Storm's strongest ball in their line, Alpha Crux, scuffed up, pin below the ring finger. Pin below gets it a little bit more mid-lane strength, keeps it from being overly snappy when it comes off the pattern. So Pete is all about control here, not skid flip, the opposite. And he goes flush, flush.
Very efficient double on the board for Pete Weber. Looking for his 10th senior circuit win tonight. Here's an extra look.
Yeah, let's watch the shape. Very soft and smooth, but heavy roll. I think Pete just wants to maintain the pocket. Wants to stay away from 210s.
Sullins owns 32 PBA at national and PBA 50 regional titles. And a good hit for Sullins, fair strike. Sullins, the Central and Midwest PBA 50 Player of the Year in 2009-10 and 2014. Splits the 8 and the 9. Felt high, and it was 3-6.
I would think when you're bowling against Pete, it's more difficult to get that ball off your hand as cleanly as it is, as opposed to during practice and warm-up. You just want it so much more, you just grab it a little bit.
And the other factor is when Pete steps up and doubles, you know he's not going to shoot less than 220, so you need to think, I got to shoot 230, man.
Right, and Pete likes to get on his opponents early, put added pressure.
Double working 3rd frame. And he shreds the rack. Weber slides out the 7 last. Pete owns a record 51 regional titles, 48 regular and 3 senior regional, and he's sitting on 98 PBA titles, including national, regional, senior national, and senior regional. Walter Ray got one ahead of him yesterday, winning one of the pattern championships with a win tonight. Pete can earn his 10th senior, third straight major and 99th overall in the PBA banner. That ball is in the nose.
Yeah, he was left at target, a little soft with speed. He knows it. Fortunate for Pete, he's not paying with a big wide open split.
Inside a target and a missed spare.
Something you don't see too often from Pete. Yeah, putting a gun to your head. Pete's pretty hard on himself sometimes.
Despite the open, Weber leads by 5 pins, fourth frame. Sullins in the nose, 3-6.
Yeah, returns the favor. And these aren't horrible shots. I mean, this is a tough pattern to play on. There's not a 2, 3, 4 board area. Maybe a 2 board area if your speed, release, and rotation is exactly the same.
Sullins covers. He's a member of the Michigan State, Detroit, and Michigan Majors Bowling Halls of Fame. And talking to himself, what thinks going through his repertoire?
Well, being the legend, it's hard to know if anything is going through his head, but he's just probably thinking of ways to execute cleaner, get the ball off my hand clean, project it. I think he's confident in the ball in hand and the line he's playing. Sometimes you just need to just relax. But again, it's for a major and it's against Pete. That was good. That was clean off the hand.
Light?
Came in a little late, but it was clean off the hand. You can see how speed sensitive this pattern is.
Down on the low end, Parker Bohn the third, throwing some warm-up shots, staying loose. Winner will get Parker in the semifinal. Sullins cross lane, clips the 10.
That's probably one of Parker's strongest attributes, his speed consistency, second to none.
Here's Pete Weber with the count. He maintains the 8-pin advantage on the open here in the beer frame. Just a touch high, avoids the 4-9. That's more like it, efficient strike. What impresses me when Pete really gets that hit is the pins don't go flying all over the place. Very efficient, they just softly fold.
Keeps the pins low. Yeah, each pin doing its job, knocking down its counterpart nearby.
No wasted motion.
I think that's a byproduct of his ball speed as well. He's not as fast as some of the guys out here, and like Harry will send some pins around a little bit more. As you can see there, much more liveliness, but not as efficient in getting down 10. Ball change again. Back to the Venom Cobra Shock. Comes in light. Throws the 5 in front of the 7. I think Harry's kind of caught between too much ball in one hand and then another ball not quite enough. Yet he's still mathematically well in the match.
Cover for Sullins. Someone's going to need to grab it. Final 4 frames. Semifinal next. Parker Bohn warming up, and then the title match with the survivor of the stepladder has a date with Norm Duke for 10 frames of bowling and a major title on the line.
Yep. Harry 1 strike and 6 shots, 3 taps. Not ideal. It's an ugly 3-4-10. Ball definitely has to turn left at the back end to leave a 3-4. So basically just pick up the 3-10 the way you normally would, and hopefully you hit the 3 light enough to slide into the 4. Saw a bunch of these this week.
Saw a bunch of them made as well.
And when back ends are double stripped, which means clean, the ball tends to turn left easier.
Just like that.
Just like we drew it up.
And they love it here at Island Xtreme Bowl. Here's an extra look at the conversion of the 3-4-10. Nicely done. Sullins stays within a mark of Weber, but Pete, with the strike working, can now increase his lead. With the count loss, Pete now up 12 pins, can extend to 22. Erased.
Big double.
No doubt.
The crowd was murmuring prior to that shot from Pete, "Here comes Harry." But Pete quelled that rather quickly.
And if he can go bang bang, he's 30 plus up, 8th frame. Ten pin, light hit. No, couldn't shake out the 10. Important count loss there on that split for Sullins too, as he's now down 21.
Yeah, he's going to need a little help from Pete, unless he can find something. Again, he only has 1 strike in 7 attempts.
Sullins absolutely needs to strike twice here. Little momentum after the split conversion. And here he is in the 8th. High. 3, 6, 7, 10.
Yeah, last time on that lane, he left that light 7. Gives it a little extra, and we know these back ends hook strong. And boo. Well, same concept on the conversion. He needs to hit right of the 3 pin, make the baby split, send that 3 into the 7. Sounds easy, but it isn't.
And 8 out. And now Sullins trails by 43. Correct that. 37.
Regardless, it's a bunch.
It's a bunch. Best Sullins can shoot now is 197, and he hasn't had many strikes. 197 max. Pete's already pacing 2-team. And Weber will have the opportunity to end it right here. The magic number is 198. 1 spare and 2 frames. That's the best mark. And Weber already thinking ahead, calling for the bullpen. And Team Storm rep Jim Callahan will head over, and they'll think strategy now that the match is in hand. Pete's got a whole 10th frame to game plan for his match with Parker Bohn.
Trying a different ball, even though that ball went through the pins plenty nice. In fact, 3 of the last 4 have. It should be a little cleaner and a little stronger coming off the pattern as it was.
A little deeper.
I think Pete's just looking ahead to what the lanes may transition to.
So Pete Weber's a winner, and nothing but Hall of Famers left on the way to the PBA50 World Championship title. Parker Bohn next, and Norm Duke now starting to get loose. Pete Weber, a lot of things happening. He could win his 10th senior title tonight, 3 majors in a row, 99 lifetime PBA, but he's got to go through Parker Bohn and then Norm Duke. Do not miss the next hour here live on Xtra Frame, and I will make a personal request to everyone watching tonight.
One legend to another. Harry congratulating Pete on his way off the approach.
And here's my personal request. Everyone watching, head over to social networking right now and make any kind of posts that you're watching Xtra Frame live from Minnesota, and that there are 3 Hall of Famers left, and that Pete Weber has a chance to win 3 in a row, and that Parker Bohn has a chance to become the first ever to win the PBA World Championship and the PBA Senior World Championship, and Norm Duke is in the title match. That is huge, and it's a great hour of entertainment coming, and I want everyone out there to go on Facebook, social networking, tell your neighbors, invite the kids, and wake the dog, and yell out the window that you're watching the PBA50 Tour live on Xtra Frame tonight. Sullins finishing up, and a 4th place finish here at the PBA Senior World Championship. We'll be back with Weber and Bohn, semifinal coming next.
Congratulations, Pete Weber, and Sullins, 5-time PBA Tour champion. That's Harry's second top 5 finish in 3 majors. So 2 majors, 2 top 5 finishes for Harry Sullins. Another good tournament for him. Nice ball, Harry. Parker Bohn coming on for 6. Norm Duke also coming on for 4. And then we will start the semifinal match. Parker Bohn and Pete Weber.
take the inside route.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the semifinal match of the PBA50 Tour's Treasure Island Resort and Casino World Championship. It is 35-time PBA Tour champion Parker Bohn. He's won Player of the Year twice on the PBA Tour. He's won 3 championships out here on the PBA50 Tour. He'll be going against another USBC PBA Hall of Famer, Pete Weber. So all the PBA Hall of Famers left. Giving guys send off after
And the Masters ceremonies, John Weber introduces the players for the folks here at Island Xtreme Bowl. Here we go. Number 2 seat says Pete Weber begins, and Weber will do so on the left lane.
And after speaking with the ball reps from Storm, Petey may use a different ball on each lane. Starts with the Storm lock on the left lane, which he finished with in his previous match, and that ball's got some life to it upon going through the pins. Parker using a Brunswick Brainiac. Playing right between second and third arrow. That's a pretty good reaction. Looks like it's going to be a high-scoring match after 1 frame, I have that feeling.
A strike apiece.
And I mean 260s.
Parker Bohn, member of both the PBA and USBC Halls of Fame. He won the Miller High Life Classic in Mooresville, North Carolina at the Apostrophe Georgia Pappas's Victory Lanes for his first PBA 50 title tour in his rookie season. He's got 3 senior titles, national, looking for 4 here tonight. And he would be the first ever to win both the PBA World Championship and the PBA Senior World Championship. Who will ever forget his memorable run at the World Championship when he got in late due to Hurricane Sandy. Pounds a strike there, made the cut on the number at 24, made the show on the number at 5th, and ran the ladder for his World Championship title. Boom.
Throwing it like a kid. Getting down low, loose swing, good speed, good rotation.
A classic battle. Parker Bohn III and Pete Weber.
I mean, does it get any better than this?
It does, because the winner gets Duke.
But is that better than this? I'd say equal.
It'll be...
I would say equal.
Even better.
Okay, Pete, different ball on the right lane. He's got him dancing.
And to be able to make those calls in a pinpoint moment.
Now, as well as these balls are drilled for Pete, there still can be a subtle difference in feel, but I think Pete has such good touch and he knows products so well. He's using an interchangeable thumb system, the Vice It system, that helps keep that thumb feel as close as humanly possible. Pete knows it's just execution. He's got the look.
Stood up and gets it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When you got the right ball in hand, you get that little bit of extra wiggle room. He's smiling.
Something got his attention, and that direction will receive
he's not giving up eye contact.
attention.
Yeah, he got wide, but it came back high flush. I thought the noise occurred after the release, but if it's anywhere near close to the release, that'll disturb the player.
All strikes, Bohn in the third. It's a classic battle.
Making sure there's no oil residue on the ball. Pin below the fingers for Parker, which he told me helps him keep the ball a little smoother off the back end part of the lane. So it's not always good to get a skid flip ball reaction. There's times you need control, have it read the lane soon enough, and something bothered Parker. Too many times consumers go into the pro shop saying, I need long and I need left turn and for a righty, and that's typically the trickiest of ball reactions to control.
Turkey piece, fourth frame. Bohn. And he walked it out. It's a beaut. It's a semifinal. Duke's waiting, and I'm having fun. I hope you are too. Mike Jakubowski with Joe Serrar. Jeff Goodyear driving the TriCaster 855. Phil Brilo providing us with these great camera looks tonight, and we're glad you're with us. Fourth frame, all strikes, semifinal. Dueling ham bones.
He's still glancing over to the right. What's ever bothering him, it's not affecting him.
We've got a good one. Classic who blinks first style match. Two PBA Hall of Famers, each with history on their mind. Weber, no one's ever won 3 majors in a row on the senior tour. Weber can accomplish that tonight while at the same time earning his 10th senior title and his 99th overall PBA banner. Fifth frame, all strikes. Drilled him, no doubt.
Open hand, good follow through right out the board. 8-9 at the splice, which is that dark marker down lane about 45 feet.
Something didn't look right.
Nope.
Maximum penalty.
May have been a board inside. It may not have been as bad a shot as the result. Parker quickly takes 2. Well, he got it down there in a hurry.
That's the blink, and was trying to figure out. I mean, it just didn't look right at the post. And minuscule loss of leverage, and or causing the pull.
I mean, there's a multitude of things it can be. I mean, we know that just from bowling ourselves, and Parker knows what it was. And if he can correct it, he will correct it right here. That looked better. It's one slight miscue so far out of our first 11 shots.
And that is the difference. One slight miscue that turns into a disastrous open. And now Weber up in the 6th. Already a winner at the U.S. Senior Open and the U.S. Senior Masters. Looking to go 3 in a row in the majors. Needs to get to the title match first, 6th frame.
Good look good off the hand. As long as he doesn't get slow or grabby at release, he is going to be hard to beat.
High flush, no doubt strike. I've just witnessed some of the best bowling this season on the PBA50 Tour, to take nothing away from the PBA Tour and all of the great things happening there. But to watch Weber on a week-to-week basis do his thing has been incredible. Qualifying, match play, seating himself, step ladders, 5th position tournament leader. He's done it from everywhere. Can he do it again tonight? 7th frame. Bang! Splits the 8 of the 9. You couldn't get a laser micrometer to measure a better split between the 8 and the 9.
How would you like to find a genie in a bottle and get one wish? Would it be to be Pete Weber for a day or to be Pete Weber for a lifetime?
How about?
He's had an interesting life.
I'd take a game to be able to throw
A
it like
game would
that.
be nice, yeah.
Now Parker Bohn can do nothing but strike.
Parker knows it's not over, though. One miscue from Pete, then we could have a new leader.
And a
Ooh,
7-pin.
that
Looks like
hurts.
Parker went a little deeper that
Yeah.
time.
Again, this is a demanding condition. Oh, that messenger could have caught it. Just went right in front. Takes no time and makes that 7-pin look effortless. And you'd think he'd stand up there for an extra half a second or two and make sure he's composed. And
He's made a few of those. There's your tournament leader. And the immovable object might be facing the irresistible force next. And a couple flat 7s.
yeah, it looked
and,
like he got a little spinny on that one. The ball just didn't read the pattern quick enough. Yeah, he came around that quite a bit, as you can see. And it deflected quite a bit more than some of the previous shots. I mean, we got all crowd favorites. People love Parker. You got to love Pete. And Norm is always a crowd favorite.
Oh, yeah. Pete Weber, stay away from horrid counts, and we're going to have an epic title match. And it is epic. Because the will of each player is so strong. That is what you want in a battle for a major. And 10-pin stands on an off hit, nose hit, but Weber well in command.
A little soft with speed, and that's what Pete has to guard against. And that came pretty high in the pocket, but he'll take 9 spare. Two of bowling's top ball manufacturers being represented in this match as well. Brunswick, been around for over 100 years, against Storm, kind of the young upstart. And they all want their staffers to win, obviously, but Callahan and Del Bell, he'll be the first to congratulate Parker if he were to have won. Better shot from Pete. Yeah, Parker knows his game is over because Pete's unrelenting right now. That was a good shot.
Well, official now. We have a championship match. It'll be Pete Weber and fellow Hall of Famer Norm Duke. And if you can see the look on Norm Duke's face that I'm getting behind him on lanes 9 and 10, intensity, it just begins to describe. Third place finish for Parker Bohn, the third. But we turn our attention to our title match. It will be a big one. And Joe, 2 matches in a row, Pete has the 10th frame to experiment a little bit.
And he may, and he is. He's taken the ball he's been using on lane 15 to lane 16. Creates a little more push, as we see. Maybe too much, maybe not, but definitely went longer than the Alpha Max, which grabbed a couple feet sooner. Now Pete will see if he can fine-tune that ball reaction. He may just bump one right with his feet, keep his target the same, and see if it faces up better. A little smile from Pete. It's major time. It definitely reacted stronger. And he just pointed at the Alpha Crux. He may stay with that since he saw a little under-overreaction with the lock.
Congratulations to Pete Weber. Moving on. Talking about the ballpark as the champion of the Sporting Championship earlier in the week. Congratulations to Parker and Welch for them. Bohn Duke comes on. 8 shots for Bohn, and it's championship time.
Coming up next, championship match, Hall of Famer Norm Duke versus Hall of Famer Pete Weber, the irresistible force versus the immovable object. Something's got to give. Stay with us. Title match next.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start the championship match of the PBA50 Tour Treasure Island Resort and Casino World Championship. These two major champions going at 38-time PBA Tour champion Norm Duke. Both players, PBA and USDC Island players, should be a great match. These guys have bowled for many titles over the years. So let's give them one more round of applause to start the match.
You look at the intensity of Norm Duke, and did you see that look on Norm Duke's face? He is all business. And then look at Pete Weber. This is incredible. Mike Jakubowski with Joe Serrar, and it's the title match. Tournament leader dictates that Weber will begin. Here we go. 10 frames of bowling for a major title. Weber efficiently slaps the 10 out.
Neither player a stranger to being in this situation. Title match for a major. Norm, ball choice. Roto Grip Menace ended at 500 grit. Pin right above the ring finger, which puts it about 4.5 inches for Norm.
6 around the 10.
Normie playing right down board 4, pretty straight to the pocket. He is in the oil. There's a lot of volume outside. Not venturing to play inside. For a spare ball, he's going to a Crux Pearl. Throws his little backup release all over that 10 pin. Tape. Norm constantly fidgeting with feel and texture in his thumb hole. He'll take pieces, rip them in half. Here it looks as though he's putting a full piece in. His thumb can change from practice to start. And some people may be wondering, why is he adding tape? Because a lot of PBA players, a little more callus on their thumb can actually shrink as they bowl, compress in size, and the hole gets loose. And if Norm feels loose, Norm grips it, and he does not want to grip it. You can hear the crowd in the background. Duke. So stone 10, stone 9 for Norm. Right around 5-6 at the arrows. It definitely came in a little high, a little deep.
Two spares for Duke. Pete Weber with a strike up. All the history on the line. Duke wants this so bad. So does Pete. So much history for Pete tonight. 10th senior title. 3 straight majors. No one has done it. And his 99th PBA banner tying Walter Ray, who did it yesterday. Duke hasn't won in 2 years on the senior tour. Bad body language and crossing over 6-10.
Yeah, and Pete staying with a different ball in the right lane, an earlier, stronger hooking ball. And he may have adjusted with his feet, moving left to try and create a little more length, but I think Pete just didn't throw it great. He is human, even though he seems to be superhuman among us mortals here. He is human. Keeps the match close.
So no runaway, no long strings of strikes from the first. Third frame. Solid flush pocket hit for Weber.
$18 at the arrow is out to 8. Ball finishing right behind the 5-pin. That's what pros look for.
Duke, a member of both the PBA and USBC Halls of Fame. He earned PBA 50 Player and Rookie of the Year honors in 2014 in his first senior campaign. Outside part of the lane, and he drills it. That is such a tough shot. You have to be so precise.
And you could hear the crowd roar. Seems to be the bias toward Norm in this title match. And the ball did not come back. There we go. See where that pin is located, the little orange dot right above the fingers tells us where the top of the core is located. And by moving it around, it can affect shape of hook.
Bang, bang, Norm Duke.
We have a match.
Just perfect. And just look at Norm. Look at the intensity. Feel his heart literally beating right out of his chest. And Norm has to control that. And he does. Now right back at Weber. Norm goes bang bang on Pete. 4th frame, strike working. And Pete delivers. Efficient strike. One pin advantage for Pete Weber. Title match, PBA 50, Treasure Island Resort and Casino, World Championship. On the line, 1 pin separating 2 great Hall of Famers. Duke and Weber, 6 frames remain. Little hop and a 4-pin.
A little hop just enough to cause him to kind of snag it a little bit at release. Didn't project it quite to the right. He's not happy about that because any non-strike potentially gives Norm room to make up ground. Norm checking the approach before he goes up.
Even match. Norm Duke with the extra stare. Perfect. The last 3 shots, Joe. Perfect.
I don't think I've ever seen Norm so focused.
Norm grabs a re-rack, gives him a chance to take down that heartbeat. Turkey working, 6th frame. Six around the 10.
He liked it. Right over board 5. Not a lot of deflection. 6-pin just went over the top. One of the bad breaks, if it is such a thing as a bad break in bowling, is just bad reaction. Or not great reaction, I should clarify that.
And Norm uses the strike ball to pick up his 10 pins.
Well, yeah, he's been using a crux pearl with a little bit of a backup release. He's never really been a proponent of using a different ball or a spare ball. He prefers to use either what he's using for striking or a strong ball and just flatten it. He's so good at it.
It's like a boxing match, two great ones. Body punching. Not each other, but the pins and the matchup. Six around the 10.
Yeah, that was a great shot from Pete. There's times you have to be happy with execution, even though you're not happy with the result. He knows he threw it about as good as he can. Pete does go for the spare ball, right over the fifth arrow.
And clips it on the left side.
Slides his way into it. What? What do you mean, what?
He'll get an ooh.
But for Pete, that is almost a miss. He's normally dead center on the 10.
Well, by USBC rule, we do put a slash in the box for that effort. And now Pete Weber trails by 10 pins. Final 4 frames, title match for the major. The difference, a thin margin of 3 strikes by Duke, outlasting the Weber double, and now 10 pins becoming issue for both. 7th frame. No 10 pin there.
Norm spreading his index finger. Good balance through the swing. Hand behind the ball.
Ooh, out comes the foot in the bucket.
This reminds me of the time he left that dinner bucket and he needed a conversion to win the U.S. Open.
Biggest spare ever. Thankfully, the 8 gets kicked away here. It's just the 2-4 and the 5.
Goes to that crux pearl, sanded crux pearl. Should go hard and straight from the left side of the lane, which he does.
The beautiful way he manipulates the ball in that situation, completely taking the chop out of play.
I think his goal is to hit that 2-pin dead flush and centered. And if he misses slightly left or slightly right, he'll still convert it.
Duke up 7, final 3 frames.
Yeah, Norm always likes to take the potential chop out of play.
Strike for Norm Duke, but Pete Weber steps up with a chance to take the lead late in the match. Here's an extra look.
Now the most exciting part of our game, frames 8, 9, and 10.
I mean, just look at Duke. He looks like he just ran laps around the building. Adrenaline flowing, and now waiting as Weber steps up with a chance to take the lead. 8th frame.
Pete should take a deep breath. Half step back before he starts his approach.
And Weber efficient strike, and he takes the lead late.
3-pin lead.
No doubt strike for Pete Weber. He's taking the lead, and he can extend now. Put up a turkey of his own. 2 great ones and a great match. We're glad you're with us here. Live on Xtra Frame. More action to come. Coming up, the PBA50 continues in Hammond, Indiana next week at the South Shore Open. The PBA Tour and the PWBA Tour combine next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the PWBA Striking Against Breast Cancer Mixed Doubles. Now Weber can extend his lead, foundation frame. High, 3-6-10.
Boy, that didn't look bad from here, but May have just been a smidge slow. Just a touch. Yeah, and I mean, we've seen Pete leave 3-6-10s.
And he's missed
late in matches, and he did chop one on the fill ball, 11th frame. This one he should make. Uses his strike ball and converts. And he chopped it last time with a spare ball.
Weber on the spare. Joe, this match is even.
Yeah, Pete very disappointed that he just couldn't execute a little cleaner on that. Yeah, he knows. Look at the look in his face. What did I do?
Even match advantage to Duke on the strike. Foundation frame. It hangs in the balance. It still can go either way. How will it end?
Okay, Norm with a 2-4-5 last time on this lane. Prior to that, 2 strikes. It's pretty good.
6 gets the 10. Slight doubt in Norm's mind.
Well, he could shut out Pete right here.
There was a slight doubt in that body language, but the ball got the job done.
Yeah, I think the only pin he thought could stand would have been that 10. But the 6 pin did its job.
Max score for Pete Weber, 225. And we'll get a reset. We see Norm every now and again bring her back.
Yeah.
He's like a cat when he does it.
Great body control. All Pete can do is hope for a mathematical chance to win this title. He knows Norm gets up there and goes bang, bang, it's over.
Ran it out, he got it. That's the first one. The second one will ensure the victory.
Yeah, he really liked that one, as we'll see. He just gave it a body jump and a fist pump, and watch right there, yeah. So that was clean off the hand.
Ball path was beautiful, straight to the back of the pin.
It's not over.
One more strike, and Norm will claim the victory. Pete can go 225. This one gets Norm in the 230s. Strike for the win. And he just needed the count, apparently, because he went with the backup ball. Duke, a winner, defeating Pete Weber at the PBA50 Treasure Island World Championship. Norm Duke's a world champion. Strike would have put Norm in the 240s. The 9 is all that is needed. And Norm Duke a winner. And Pete Weber with a runner-up still has finished no worse than 4th on the PBA 50 tour. And I'm going to head down laneside and talk to him.
Congratulations, Norm Duke, our champion here in Welch, Minnesota, at the PBA 50 Tour Treasure Island Casino World Championship. Congratulations to Pete as well. On him. Hang on, Mike J is coming out for an interview with the champion here at Treasure Island. Mike J, everybody, ESPN commentator, and you heard him on Xtra Frame as well, along with Jeff Butcher in the game. Mike Jakubowski.
Thanks, John. Holy smokes, what a title match. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Weber. Norm, I'm so excited I forgot to button my jacket. I gotta look presentable for the folks around the
It
world.
doesn't fit, buddy. You need a new coat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the PBA50 Senior World Champion is Norm Duke. Norman, I saw it from the first moment I saw you when I came to Treasure Island for this event. You had a look in your eye. You had a mission. You were here. I saw it all week, the seriousness, your planning. Every move you made this week was to get you here, and you did it. Congratulations.
I do this every single week, Mike J. It just doesn't work out all the time, but I'm glad that you noticed that I have been working extremely hard. Pete Weber has been rubbing our face in everything this year. He's bowled for the title match every single week but one, and that's quite incredible. So when I went home, I said, look, you either step up or go home. It's that way.
Norm, there's a sign here promoting this event, and it was, we thought, pretentious of what was going to happen. And the sign is of four PBA greats promoting this event. And it's previous winner here, previous winner here, previous winner here, and Norm Duke. And now you've made the marketing for next year that much easier.
Well, you know what? I appreciate them for, calling it. I certainly didn't call it as well as they did. But look, it all comes down to holding it together, to having a great, great team behind you. I'd like to thank Storm for being that great team. Jimmy Callahan and Dale Ballard Jr., those are the two guys that you see with the Storm team coats on. They work as hard as we do. They share in our championships. They share in our losses as well. I'd like to thank Bob Mysick. What a great job he's done for us this week. A tremendous host. Anything we want, we get. He said the other day, do you want to go golfing? Don't have clubs? Well, I'll get you some. He let me borrow his clubs. They've never played so poorly in their lives. But thank you, Bob. We appreciate that. And to you guys, to the fans. I mean, this is one of the best crowds we see. Thank you, Diana Ross, if that's the case. But hey, whatever we can do, we appreciate y'all being here.
Big thanks to everyone here at Island Xtreme Bowl and Treasure Island. And Norm, your assessment of the title match and the championship pair, you had a chance to assess it and your game plan, and you executed. What was the game plan going in?
Well, I haven't played right of the second arrow all week long, but when he's on the floor, he can do some serious damage to a lane. And as soon as I get near him, my ball starts going everywhere. So I said, look, it has to be one from out. I believe that with all my heart. I went with it. I haven't thrown a game out there yet. And the only game I got was 230, and it was enough. So, hey, I'm pleased. My assessment was, though, that he's just that good. And it takes our best to beat him.
And you're the champion. And we have our check and trophy presentation. And Bob Mysick, our tournament host, is going to make the presentation.
Thanks, Mike. You want me to hold both of those?
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you.
Let me hand you that first. There's a check for $15,000, and Pete will get a check for $8,500. It's funny, Mike takes my line like he always does, but Norm had called me about the pro. I'm doing some charity work for someone. Let you hold that.
I'll
It's really
take that
heavy.
from you, yeah.
Don't drop it. I checked it to make sure it won't fall apart. And that's what I told him. I said, well, your picture's on the fourth one. If you don't win this year, you can't come back. So we only have room for 4 pictures on her, but you stole that. But just from the Prairie Island community and Treasure Island Lanes, great bowling. What are you doing? And we really appreciate you guys coming. I think what people don't see here is, these guys, as soon as they're done tonight, the stuff gets tore down by these PBA guys, and they get in their cars and trucks tonight or tomorrow, and they're going to Hammond, Indiana tomorrow. It's really nice that they do that for us, to come up to Minnesota when the snow's not exactly on the way from Vegas to Indiana, but they come up here and bowl every year. And, another person, John Weber, he sits and talks about how great we are here and everything, but we've already talking about next year. We're already got next year planned. We're talking about what we can do to improve, what we can do to make it a little better for the players, because it is all about the players. And the fans, I don't know what I can tell you. It's just every year it just gets bigger. So we're going to keep going and keep making it bigger. And just love having everybody here. But staff, too, I want to thank my staff. As you see, I get all the credit. They do all the work, so typical management job. So anyway, congratulations. We love having you. Come back next year to the event.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We really do appreciate being here. And Norm, just one more before we turn you over to Jerry Schneider, our PBA media staff. Your great career, and you've traveled all over the world, and you've been such a great ambassador. And to win, Walter Ray just won his 99th PBA banner the other day. Pete was trying to equal that tonight in your great career. Can you place your participation on the senior tour now and this major title in your entire career? Because it's something that you said once, it has just struck me. A fan came up to you and asked about a particular event, and you really placed it in a way that I remember very much, and you just said, "Sir, I'm trying to make a career here, and I know how important your body of work is."
Yeah, that's what this is. It's a body of work, and you know what? We're a work in progress. Just like the golfers or the tennis players, or when you see the football players on Sunday, they work hard at what they do, and it takes that, and they work harder than they think they can. And when you dig that deep, I tell you what, the good Lord comes and shines on you. I want to say hi to my wife and my son at home. They work as hard as I do at this. So it's not only my career, my body of work, it's my family's, and I want to appreciate them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of the way while you can appreciate the great champion and our winner here tonight, Norm Duke.